I'm gonna try to keep this short, and I only went live because I wish YouTube had it set up so that when I post, just like on Facebook or Instagram, shit, and TikTok, all the other places, that I can make the video straight up on the app instead of in my phone and then post it that way. But anyway, I guess I'm just gonna do this live version. If you look at the title, I'm gonna talk about real quick, real briefly, my experience with poly relationships, my opinion on poly relationships, male and female ideology from where I see it, and from my experience, and also as a psychologist. So let's talk about this, right? I've never been the type of one. I've never been a jealous type. Never, ever. I have always led in relationships kind of naturally, knowing that men are going to do the things, because I mean, I was raised by a lot of men. I already know how men operate a lot. But I also just didn't have a problem with the whole mindset of sharing my partner, only because I have to share that person with the world anyway. That person does not belong to me. That person is their own entity. They are their own self. And I don't have the right to restrict another human being in a certain way. That's just my mindset, right? Also, because I'm such a confident person, I know that I'm one of one. So my partner can go out here and find another girl, and if that girl, who might be totally different from me, is his girl and I'm not mad at that either, because that just means you found somebody way more compatible than me. I'm not going to change myself to fit your compatibility. So for me, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Even as a teenager, and my first relationship, my first boyfriend doted on me. Okay, he was a lover boy, and I tell him that to this day. We still cool. He was a lover boy. You know what I'm saying? And I wish I would have kept that standard all the way through my relationships. But I knew that he was doing things with other girls. People would tell me. I didn't care, because guess what? When I came around, everybody knew that I was his girlfriend. And not only that did they know that I was his girlfriend, he just treated me so proper that it didn't bother me. Like the whole aspect of, oh, he entertained other women, shit like that, that didn't bother me, because are you treating me good despite that? You know, so that was always kind of like my mindset in relationships. Now, if I go into a relationship and we both agree that we're monogamous, if we both agree we're monogamous, I'm not okay with that, because you are saying, hey, I can't roam either. So that means neither one of us can roam. So anyway, that's just my first boyfriend. But now the relationship that I got into as an adult, and it was a polygamous relationship. We agreed that we were going to be in a polygamous relationship, right? We were going to be open with each other. It was fine. It was cool. We was even like kind of talking. We didn't tell each other like, who we were dating or whatever, but we would tell each other, kind of like, are you seeing anybody else? Are you talking to somebody else? Like, we would have to tell each other those things. The issue came in, I'm going to say the surface issue. There was a deeper issue going on, but the surface issue was he didn't like that I got more attention than he got. See, when you get in a poly relationship, especially if it's polyamorous, because that's what it was, you have to be okay with the fact that your partner gets attention. I didn't care that he got attention. Because again, like I said, my confidence always has been intact. I know that I'm one of one. If you go out here, you won't find another me. Yeah, you can find you some other good girls, but they won't be me. So for me, it was never a problem of, oh, he gets attention. I didn't care. Actually, I want to date people that get attention, because I get attention. You can't get mad because I get attention and you don't, But he didn't like the fact that I was getting more attention than him. So how the relationship went from being completely open, communicative, and those things, is the jealousy started sparking within him. So what he started doing was cheating. Yes, you can cheat in a poly relationship, because people are like, I ain't cheating in a poly relationship. It's not no fucking free for all, okay? So he started cheating, so he was being deceptive about a specific person that he was dealing with, who I wouldn't have cared that he was dealing with. But my problem was that she was married. Now I don't do that. If you married, I don't want nothing to do with you. Nothing. You can't even look at me. Cause what you looking at? And this girl was married. So I'm like, you really trying to introduce this woman into our situation. And then he wanted all three of us to be in a relationship then. No. I said, I'm not doing that. You introducing this woman into this situation and she got some messy shit going on at home. I don't deal with that messy shit. So I find out that he's dealing with her because she messaged me. She didn't know about me at all, and I didn't know about her at all. So I'm like, oh, you just coming into the relationship deceptively, thinking that it's okay because it's a poly relationship. Well, we already no, bitch. No. Right? So throughout the whole thing, it was a lot of betrayal, a lot of back and forth, and I'm gonna spare y'all the details so y'all need to know all of that. From then on, what I realized from that one relationship, and then just, also talking to other people about their poly relationships and how they deal, I don't think that men especially deserve poly relationships. Now, there's some men who I think would be okay. Some, a very small few, who I think would be okay and do well in relationships, poly relationships. But I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, I'm not the woman who decided to be in a poly relationship because I'm scared of being cheated on. No, I'm not scared of that. Or I have a lack of self-esteem issue. No, I'm not scared. Those things are not the problem for me, right? Because I know a lot of y'all like to project that onto people, especially women who don't mind being in poly relationships. I'm actually cool with that because honestly, I think maybe because of the African mindset inside of me, the lineage comes through and realizes that that can be a great structure only if the man is worthy of it, right? And I don't think a lot of men are worthy of a poly relationship. I don't think that they understand what it's like to even be in a successful monogamous relationship, and that's what I think people are missing. People think that a poly relationship is totally different from a monogamous relationship. It's not. It's just a subset. It's just you have multiple monogamous relationships, right? That's what poly is, multiple monogamous relationships to an extent. And the thing is, if you can't connect with one person in a proper way, what makes you think you can connect with multiple? And I find again that with men, the emotional disconnect that so many men have is not going to allow them to have a proper poly. Hell, they don't even be having proper monogamous relationships. And if you cannot, and I've been saying this for years, if you cannot master a monogamous relationship, you cannot master a poly relationship. You cannot. So that one person, whoever is first, you got to be able to take the time to build that foundation with them first. And that time might take a couple of years. It shouldn't be a couple months. It should be a couple years. Hey, y'all, let's get solid with each other. Let's work with each other. Let's actually create a real solid foundation to our relationship. Then we can talk about introducing other people into the relationship, right? But you have to master that first relationship first. And it's not happening. It's just not happening. So do I think that poly relationships are okay? Like, am I for them? I'm for them when it's right. I'm for them when everybody involved has the confidence and self-esteem level that they have, and they know how to communicate properly. They know how to be vulnerable and open, because being in a poly relationship pulls way more out of you than in a monogamous relationship. Way more. It has to be way more trust. It has to be way more energy and vulnerability. It has to be. It has to be, because you're dealing with more than one person. It's only common sense. So for me, somebody asked me the other day, would you ever do another poly relationship? I don't know. I don't know if I would. I mean, I tend to like monogamy a lot, being that even right now I'm not even dealing with any one person. So for me, monogamy is kind of the goal. However, I'm not opposed to a polyamorous. I don't want a polygamous relationship because I'm not dealing with no man who think that he can go out here and do what he wants to do and I can't. This is not happening for me. But I'm not opposed to, if I get into a deep relationship with somebody and we're with each other for some years and we just, hey, you want to open this thing up? And we solid with each other. We talked about all the things and the boundaries are known and they're upfront. I'm not opposed to it. Like, I had fun. Honestly, I had some of the, that was one of the, even though it ended terribly, that was honestly one of the most open, vulnerable, and fun relationships I had ever been in, because I had the freedom to do what I wanted to do, but still come back to my person. So, yeah, it's some food for thought.